Hi, so this is a video for my M400 that's up for sale at the moment, a little walk around video. Let's go and have a look at what we've got here. So the M400 didn't originally come with air conditioning. This car has had the air conditioning fitted as an optional extra, as you can see from the dry unit here. Most of them did actually have air conditioning fitted, but this one's done. It's just been recently gassed and recharged. You've got a carbon fibre drip tray that you can see just in there. Smartens everything up, and it also keeps the carpets nice and dry. On the M400, you can see the silicone pipes have all been replaced on this one, but you get an anti-roll bar with the M400, and you also get different shocks on the M400 as well that you don't get on the 3R. Got the twin spout fans. Here you have the halogen gas discharge headlights that have been fitted. The original lights are pretty poor. The towing eyes have also been, towing hooks have also been replaced on this car for something a bit better as well. All the wheels have been fully refurbished. We've got AP pads, and you can just about see in there. You've got some floating vane discs. The original drill discs had a tendency of cracking. There's a little, so I get in here, little 3D printed like stone guard tip protectors. Paintwork's really quite nice. M400 side scoops that you get on the M400 as well. Let's have a look inside. So you get the Alcantara interior in the M400, and these significantly nicer Sparco Road Sport bucket seats as well. They have a tendency of wearing out on the side bolster, but you can see that these are actually really quite nice. In fact, it's actually just been, it's had a new gaiter on it, it's just been retrimmed. It's a Bluetooth, I'm sure it makes it Pioneer, but it's all controlled with a remote control, and you can wire your phone into it and everything else like that. Okay. Come round to the back. A rear wheel, it's all been refurbished. A lot of the heat material's all been redone. Exhausts have been remapped. So this is I'm not sure if it's a Hayward & Scott Magnaflow, I'm not too sure, but it's a stainless steel performance exhaust, a bit more flow through the engine, a little bit more power. K&N air filters have been moved to the bulkhead, a little bit more noise. As you can see here, all the silicone pipes have been replaced. It's had the, obviously being an M400, you get an M400 timing done. The, let's see if we can get in here and give you a shot. So the gear shift cables come from, come from the front of the car. In the the 3R, they go round the engine, so you get a much nicer shift. So that's an optional extra that you could pay for on a 3R, but on the M400 it comes included, so you get the M400 gear shift. This has had upgraded timing's done, the M400. Valve springs been put in, and titanium valve caps as well, so it just closes the valve just a little bit quicker, so you can get a little bit more power out of it. It's got 425, 450, I have to check power on it, but because it's the M400 you get forged pistons in it, to which point you could quite easily up the power to 500 brake horsepower. We've got a larger intercooler here. This one's actually made by Pace, really good quality. The Pro Alloy ones that a lot of the cars fitted to are quite thick and also quite heavy. Vengatune air intake pipe, it's air intake into the engine. This is a blank for a blower valve. If you wanted to fit a blower valve to it, you could do that. This is a Pro Alloy oil water separator, and whether you're going to buy this car or not, I would highly recommend getting one of these fitted. The originals, which it will come with as well, if you want the original, but they're made out of steel, and they do have a tendency of rusting. So that's a really good sort of modification that you could do to it. What else can I talk to you about around here? So brakes, I think that's a bit around here side. So bodywork, as I said, it's all really good. We'll see if we have a little close up of any chips or anything else like that when I close the clip. Rear wheel, and obviously brakes and everything else like that. All the bearings were replaced. The brakes were skimmed on the car just to get perfection. They do sometimes suffer from something called brake shudder, but this car's all been done. I think it was done by Jetstream. Again, I have to check the paperwork. Hard pipe kit. Oh yeah, here we go. So this is a called an Anderson plug. So this goes down to the battery. So if the battery ever went flat, you just connect that up. Comes with a cable. And this here is a trickle charger. Come with a trickle charger. C-Tech, I believe it's made from. And you can just plug that in. So if you're leaving the car over the winter or for a period of time, plug that in. M400 with the side scoops. On this side you have an oil cooler, which you don't get on the 3R. So there's quite a few modifications that you do get on the M400 that you don't get on the 3R that you do get the M400. One of the things that they do is they actually move the seats a little bit closer to the middle, so it actually clears the roll bar, which sits down the back here. So a shot of the beautiful roof that you get. So with the M400, like I said, it's a bit more track focused. You get a little bit more clearance. Should be wearing a helmet. So Daddy Sumo carbon fibre centre panel that's there, and everything else is pretty standard. This is just a sat-nav system, and that could be taken out if you needed. The floor has been soda baked and powder coated as well. A little bit of WD-40 needed on the door. And the final wheel there, coming in, and you can see it's all in pretty nice condition. Silicone pipes all been replaced. With the M400, you get what they call a hard pipe line. So they changed the brake system on the M400 to a hard pipe system opposed to the flexi pipes, and it's a significant brake feel. It's really nice actually. So which you wouldn't normally get on the 3R. So let's have a little walk around this. There are a couple of chips. I'll see if I can point them out. Some of them are a bit difficult to see. Let's have a look. Combine it. Most of them are near the rear actually, but here we go. Oh, the other thing was on the M400, just if you're looking for one of the cars, so a good way to spot it is the wheels. The end plates on the rear wing and also on the mirrors are the same colour on every single car. So it's actually a Peugeot graphic grey. So that's a good way to tell. We've got just a quick zoom in because we've got at the back here we've got these 3D printed sort of mud flaps that try and protect the paint a little bit. If I zoom in here. You see there is a little, is that come off? Some of these might come out with a little a polish. Let's see if I can out the way. So there's a couple of stone chips. That looks like a chip. So the car originally had the car did have a clutch failure on it. So the tow bar was used. And they're made out of aluminium and they stretch, and they're actually made out of like chocolate effectively. So the previous owner made up some special screw-in towing eyes that you can put in and take out that are in the footwell of the passenger seat. He then upgraded the clutch to the AP clutch, which is good for about 500 Newton meters of torque, I think it is, more than excess of what you need for this car. I think actually there's some chips. Here we go. So there's a couple of chips here, and I think this might be. Here we go. Can you see that? Just about. I mean, you obviously could. It's paint, so it's obviously easily fixable. The other thing that the cars tend to suffer from, not just this setup, but all Nobles, is they sometimes get a little bit of cracking around where the clips attach. So I'll just quickly show you those. There we go, all okay. And I know there are two on the back that have chips on, which are just in here. There we go. Just make out. It's obviously just gel coat, so it's easily fixable. This one's lovely, and then that one in there. I know it's got a crack, so I'm just trying to show you something a bit difficult to see. just about make out a little crack over here. There we go. So, M400s, have a look at the pictures, other pictures that are available, and hope you enjoy. Thank you.